Hello, my dear students. Myself, Dr. Pitambar Humne, founder Botany for You, and working as Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, Dharampet Empidev Memorial Science College, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India, welcomes you all in this online platform for the students of Life Sciences Botany for You. Today, we are going to see the fourth lecture in this MCQ series in Botany, and this lecture is based upon BSc Semester 3 Botany Paper 2, RTM Nagpur University Botany syllabus. In this paper, we will go through the different objectives based on cytology, plant breeding, and biostatistics. I am hopeful these lectures are very much helpful to the students of UG classes as they are appearing for the university examinations on MCQ based exams. If you are the new and first time watching the videos on our YouTube channel, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You. Also, if you are interested to associate with us, then the link for the Telegram group is given in the comment box. Through it, you can join our Telegram group also. In the first unit of this paper, it contains the structure of typical plant cell, then ultrastructure and functions of different cell organelles and the components of the cell. It includes cell wall, cell membrane, which includes the fluid mosaic model, then nucleus and endoplasmic reticulum, and rest of the cell organelles are included in the unit 2. First question, that the who among the following coined the term cell? For this, we must know about the name of the particular inventor, and here the Robert Hooke, the person who coined the term cell. Then second one, which of the following is correct definition of a cell? We have three different definitions. Number first, the unit of biological activities delimited by a semi-permeable membrane and capable of self-reproduction. Means self-replication is the ability of the cell, and second one, it is bounded by a semi-permeable membrane. Second definition is an integrated and continuous changing system in organism. Means whenever we are talking about the different parts of the body, maybe of plants or the animals, the type of the cell which are present in that organism are ever changing. Then the third one, that is the simplest integrated organization in the living system capable of independent survival, because the every cell work independently and even in a coordination. And hence, if we see the meanings of all these three sentences or the definitions, we will find that it is nothing but the definitions which are given by the different authors, and hence all the definitions are the correct definition of the cell, and hence all the above is the answer for this question. Then which of the following is are not characters of the eukaryotic cell? Presence of nuclear membrane, nucleolus, nucleoid and cell organelles. If you see the presence of nuclear membrane, it indicates that the true nucleus, and the presence of the true nucleus is a characteristic feature of the eukaryotic cell. Then presence of nucleolus in the nucleus again is a characteristic feature of the eukaryotic cell. Nucleoid is considered to be incipient nucleus, and incipient type of the nucleus is present in a prokaryotic cell. And the cell organelle like the chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosome, etc. are present in the eukaryotic cell. And hence the question is not the character of the eukaryotic cell, and hence here the nucleoid, which is the characteristic feature of the prokaryote, becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following are found in the plant cells? Mitochondria, chloroplast, both A and B, and none of the above. We know that the mitochondria and the chloroplast, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and the chloroplasts are responsible to carry out the process of the photosynthesis, and both these are present in the plant cell, and hence both A and B will be the answer for this question. Then fluidy viscous material present in the cell is called as, in the every cell there is a presence of the viscous fluid, and this fluid which is present in the cell is known as protoplasm. If it is present in the cytoplasm or outside the nucleus, then it is known as the cytoplasm, and if it is present inside the nucleus, then it is the nucleoplasm. No doubt the nucleoplasm and cytoplasm are collectively considered as a protoplasm, and hence all these three are the answer for the fluidy viscous material present in the cell, and hence all the above will be the answer. Then which of the following is outermost layer of the cell wall? We have the cell wall which is three layered, that is primary cell wall, secondary cell wall, and tertiary cell wall. And if we see these cell, then the outermost layer of the cell wall is nothing but the primary cell wall. Then in the middle there is a presence of the secondary cell wall, and to the inner side there is a presence of tertiary cell wall, and hence the A will be the answer. Then which of the following substance is present in the middle lamella? So here there is a presence of the pectin, lignin. So both these components are responsible to provide the rigidity to the cell wall and are present in the middle lamella, and hence here both these, that is A and the B, is the answer for this one. Then which of the following component is present in a primary cell wall? Cellulose, hemicellulose, and the pectin, and all these three are the principal component of the primary cell wall, and hence all the above is answer for this one. The secondary cell wall is composed of, whenever we are talking about the secondary cell wall which is developing from the primary cell wall, here there is a additional thickening on the primary cell wall for the formation of the secondary cell wall, and this additional thickening is carried out because of the addition of the cutin, lignin, and the severin, which are responsible to make the cell wall tough and to provide the strength to it. So all the above, that is the cutin, lignin, and severin, all are present in the secondary cell wall, and hence all the above will be the answer. Then fluid mosaic model was suggested by, we must know the name of the author who has been suggested such type of the things. So here the Singer and Nicholson has proposed the fluid mosaic model of the plasma membrane. Then the tunnels running through the cell wall, tunnels running through the cell wall which allow communication with the other cells in a tissue is called, means whenever we are talking about the different cells, so in such a cases there is a tunnel or the canal or the channel or the pore on the cell wall which is responsible to communicate the flow of or the transport of the material from one cell to the another cell, and such a type of the pores or the tunnels are known as plasmodesmata. The plasma lemma is nothing but the name of the plasma membrane, and hence the plasmodesmata will be the answer for this one. Then plasma membrane is also known as, first one just we have seen that the plasma membrane is nothing but the plasma lemma, and even the plasma membrane is also known as the cell membrane, and hence both A and B will be the answer for this question. Then fluid mosaic model of the cell membrane contain, means what is the content of the fluid mosaic model or the lipid bilayer model of the plasma membrane. It contains glycolipid, then glycoproteins, then integral and the peripheral proteins, and all these different components are present in the fluid mosaic model of the cell membrane or the plasma membrane, and hence all the above will be the answer for this question. Then according to the fluid mosaic model, the plasma membrane contains, that is a bimolecular lipid layer, then presence of the protein which occur in a mosaic manner, and hence the name is given as a mosaic model because of the presence of the protein here and there. And hence here both these, that is the bimolecular lipid layer and the presence of the proteins here and there in a mosaic manner, is a answer, and hence both A and B are the answers for this question. Then which of the following is not the function of plasma membrane? First one, that is permeability. Second one is the diffusion and the osmosis. Permeability is nothing but to transport the material inside and outside the cell. Then diffusion, transport of the solute particles from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration, and osmosis is the transport of solvent particles from the region of lower concentration to the higher concentration. Then exocytosis, to flow outside the cell, and phagocytosis, to engulf by the cell. So if we see the different functions of the plasma membrane, all these are carried out by the plasma membrane in the plant cell, and hence not the function, hence none of these will be the answer for this one, as the A, B, C are the functions of the plasma membrane. The cell wall is a protective layer, then it provides the mechanical support to the cell, then determine the shape of the cell. If we see the cell wall, then first of all it is protective in function, then second one, it provides the mechanical support because the cell wall is tough, and third one, it determines the shape. The different shape of the cells are present in the plants, and these different shapes are determined by the presence of the cell wall, and hence all these are the characteristic feature of the cell wall, and hence all the above will be the answer for this one. The plant cell without cell wall is known as, we know that in every plant there is a presence of two layers, that is the outer one is a cell wall and inner one is a plasma membrane, and in the center there is a presence of nucleus. So if this cell wall is removed, then it becomes now the plasma membrane and the nucleus. So such a type of the cells which are formed after the removal of cell wall, that is known as the protoplasm, and hence it becomes the answer for this question. The nuclei were first discovered and named by the Robert Brown, who is the first who discovered the nuclei which are present in the different cells of the different organisms. The nucleus is found to be absent in, if you see the different cells, every cell generally contain the nucleus, but there are some other cells which do not possess the nucleus in it. So the mesophyll cells, mature sieve tubes, then parenchymatous cells, and none of the above. So if we see the mature sieve tubes, then we will find that there is a completely absence of the nucleus, and hence it is a answer for this question. Then polynucleate cells or plants are known as, if you see polynucleate condition means there is a presence of more than one nucleus. So if such a type of the condition is there, then it is known as the cenocytic type of the condition. Usually the cenocytic type of the condition is present in the algae, as you have already studied the Vaucaria, and in Vaucaria it is a unicellular algae and contains the cenocytic type of the condition. Even in many fungi there is a presence of similar type of the arrangement, that is known as the polynucleate type of the condition, and hence those cells are present and even the plants. In eukaryotic cells, which of the following type of nucleus is present? First one, that is the spheroid type, ellipsoid type, and discoid type. So if we see the different plants right from the algae to the angiosperm, then there are much more variation among the shape and size of the nucleus, and hence all these different type of the shape of the nuclei are present in the plants, and hence all the above becomes answer for this question. Nuclear envelope is made up of, if you see the nuclear envelope, that is, it is made up of two concentric unit membranes, single unit membrane, both A and B, and none of these. If you see the cell and the nucleus, then you will find that the nucleus is made up of the such a type of the two membranes having the nuclear core. So the two concentric unit membrane becomes the answer for this question. Then the space in between the outer and inner nuclear membrane is known as perinuclear space. See, for example, if we see this space, then this type of the space is known as the perinuclear space. Generally, nucleus occupies about dash percent of the total cell volume. If you see in the plants, there is around 10% of the total cell volume occupied by the nucleus. Then nucleoplasm contain means what are the different contents which are present in the nucleus or the nucleoplasm. It contains the nucleic acids, that is the RNA molecules and DNA molecules, then different enzymes and the proteins which are required for the synthesis of the RNA and the DNA, then presence of the lipids and the minerals, and all these are present commonly in the nucleoplasm of any plants, and hence all the above is the answer. Then one or more prominent spherical acidophilic bodies present in the nuclei is known as. If you see the any cell in which there is a presence of the nucleus and inside the nucleus there is a presence of a spherical acidophilic bodies in it, and such a type of the bodies which are present in the nucleus, that is known as nucleolus, and hence here the nucleolus becomes the answer for this one. Then nucleolus is associated with the nucleolar organizer region, that is NOR, which synthesize. It is responsible for the synthesis of RNA, and very specifically if we see, it is responsible for the synthesis of rRNA, and hence the RNA becomes the answer for this question. The outer nuclear membrane is continuous with, if we see the any cell in which there is a presence of the nuclear membrane, and usually this nuclear membrane is in association to that of the other cell organelles, and these cell organelles which are present in association to that of the nuclear membrane is nothing but the endoplasmic reticulum, and hence the endoplasmic reticulum will be the answer for this question. Then which of the following component is present in a nuclear membrane in 60 to 75%? If we see the cells or the organisms that contain maximum amount of the protein, and hence here even the nuclear membrane in which 60 to 75% is of the protein only, and hence here the protein will be the answer for this question. The nucleolus contains what contain in the nucleolus? It contains the chromatin material which is responsible for the synthesis of the RNA or the rRNA. Then it contains the different fibrils and also the granules, and hence all these are present or contained in the nucleolus, and hence all the above is the answer for this question. Then which of the following is not the function of nucleus? Not the function. It protects the genetic material from cytoplasmic enzymes, because if we see the genetic material of any cell, it is present in the form of the chromatin material or the network inside the nucleus, and hence it is a correct one and is a function of the nucleus. Then synthesis of the unit membrane of the cytoplasmic cell organelles. Through the nuclear membrane, there is a formation of the different membranes of the different cell cytoplasmic organelles which are present in the cytoplasm, and hence it is also one of the functions of the nucleus. Then it provides the site of attachment to the nuclear components, and hence again this is a correct function of the nucleus, and hence none of the above, because all the three above are the functions and the question is asked not the function of the nucleus, and hence none of the above becomes the answer for this question. The term endoplasmic reticulum was coined by, if you see the discovery of the endoplasmic reticulum and the term which is given by the author and who is the Porter. Endoplasmic reticulum consists of, means what are the different contents which are present in the endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum consists of the cisternae also, it contains the vesicles also, and it contains the tubules also, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Endoplasmic reticulum to which the ribosomes remain attached. If you see, when the ribosomes are attached on the surface of or the wall of the endoplasmic reticulum, then it is known as the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the rough endoplasmic reticulum is also known as the granular type of the endoplasmic reticulum, and hence these two are the correct names for the endoplasmic reticulum which provides the ribosomes attached to it, and hence both A and B will be the answer. The agranular are nothing but the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The flattened sac-like unbranched tubules which remain attached parallelly in bundles or stakes are called as. If you see the total number of different contents of the endoplasmic reticulum and its arrangement in the endoplasmic reticulum, and if you see the parallel arrangement of these tubules, then it is known as the cisternae. Then which of the following is not the function of endoplasmic reticulum? Ultrastructural framework and mechanical support, as it is present inside the cell, which run from the nuclear membrane to the plasma membrane. Then detoxification of the harmful substances, it is responsible for the transport of such type of the materials and packaging, and the synthesis of the proteins, because they are provided with the ribosomes and ribosomes are the sites of the protein synthesis, and hence all these three are the functions of endoplasmic reticulum, and hence not the function of endoplasmic reticulum, and hence the none of the above will be the answer for this question. In the second unit of this paper, the some other cell organelles like the Golgi complex, vacuoles, ribosomes, mitochondria and chloroplast. We will see the questions based upon all these cell organelles. First one, that is the Golgi complex is stainable with. We must know the answers of such type of the questions. The Golgi complex is stained with the help of osmium tetraoxide, as well as it is also stained with the silver salts. Means both these stains are used to study the Golgi complex and are for the staining property, and hence both A and B is the answer for this one. Then which of the following is not the function of Golgi apparatus? If you see the functions of the Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex, then biosynthesis of the polysaccharides, then packaging of the protein and production of secretory vesicles. All these three are the functions of Golgi apparatus, but the question is asked not the function of Golgi apparatus, and hence none of the above will be the answer. Then Golgi complex are sometimes absent in, usually in most of the cells or all the cells there is a presence of the Golgi complex, but there are the few cells which do not possess the Golgi complex. So the mature sieve tubes, some fungi and antherozoids of some bryophytes and the pteridophytes. If you see these three different, then it do not contain the Golgi complex, and hence all the above is a answer for this question. Then Golgi apparatus consists of cisternae, tubules and the vesicle. These are the different components of the Golgi complex, and this is the same to that of the endoplasmic reticulum, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this one. Then which of the following cell organelle is referred to as traffic police? Because it is responsible to maintain the traffic of the different components which are present inside the cell, and the packaging and the transport of the proteins as well as the useful harmful component is carried out by the Golgi complex, and hence the Golgi complex or the Golgi apparatus is responsible for this transport, and hence it is known as the traffic police of the cell. Then function of Golgi apparatus in plant is, if you see the functions of the Golgi apparatus in the plants, then it is responsible for the formation and export of the glycoproteins, lipids, pectins, lignins, etc. In addition to that, formation of the cell plate during meiosis and the mitosis. If you see the meiosis and the mitosis, after telophase there is a formation of dikaryotic type of the condition, and then there is a formation of cell plate in between the two newly formed daughter nuclei, and this cell plate is also formed by the activity of the Golgi apparatus, and hence both these are the correct functions of the Golgi apparatus, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Transphase of Golgi apparatus is also known as, there is the two phases of the Golgi apparatus, transphase and the seize phase. So the first one, that is the forming phase, second one is a maturing phase, third one is a seize phase. So you have to remember that the transphase and seize phase, and then we have the forming phase, and second one is a maturing phase. If you see in the ABCD, just you have to consider C is the first and then the T. In the similar manner, F is the first and then the M. So if we see the trans phase of the Golgi apparatus, then it is known as the maturing phase, and the seize phase is also known as the forming phase, and hence here the maturing phase becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following type of the vesicle of the Golgi apparatus often occur in between the trans phase, that is the maturing phase, and the plasma membrane? And if we see the different type of the vesicles of the Golgi apparatus, that is the transitional vesicle, secretory vesicle and clathrin coated vesicles, then the secretory type of the vesicles are present in between the trans phase and the plasma membrane. Then the vacuoles of the plant cells are bounded by a single semi-permeable membrane called as, if you see the membrane which is responsible to bound the vacuoles, then such a type of the membrane is known as the tonoplast. As we know, the plasma lemma and the cell membrane, these are the alternating names of the plasma membrane, and the plasmodesmata is the tunnel which is responsible for the communication in between the two cells through the cell wall. Then vacuoles contain, means what are the different components of the vacuoles? The vacuoles contain the water also, the vacuoles contain the alkaloids also, and the vacuoles contain the waste products also, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this one. Then which of the following is function of the vacuole? Means what is the function of vacuole in the plant cell? It is responsible to protect the cell from harmful substances because they are packed or stored in the vacuoles. It is responsible to maintain the pH and ionic concentration of the cell. This is also one of the functions of vacuole. Then it is responsible to maintain turgor pressure of the cell. Turgor pressure is nothing but the pressure which is created by the plasma membrane on the cell wall, and this is also the function of the vacuoles, as it is responsible to maintain the pH and the ionic concentration, and hence all the above becomes the answer, as all these three are the functions of the vacuoles. Then presence of ribosomes is the characteristic features of. If we see the presence of the ribosome, ribosomes are the sites of protein synthesis, and every organism is responsible to carry out the process of the protein synthesis. And hence the prokaryotic cell as well as the eukaryotic cell both contain the ribosomes, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then ATS ribosomes consist of, if we see the ATS ribosomes, then these ribosomes are made up of two subunits, that is the smaller subunit and second one is a larger subunit. If it is ATS ribosome, then smaller subunit is made up of the 40S and the larger subunit is made up of 60S. S for the sedimentation coefficient, and hence here the 60S and the 40S becomes the answer for this question. The ribosomes contain equal amount of RNA and proteins, and these RNAs are the different RNAs which are present in the ribosomes, and they are nothing but the rRNA. The name itself indicates the ribosomal RNA as they are present in the ribosomes. Then which of the following subunit of the ribosome is present only in the plants? If we see the plants, then the ATS ribosomes are divided into the two parts or the two subunit, that is the 60S and 36S. So in the plants these two different type of the condition. So 60S is also present in the animal and this 36 is present in the plant. So 36S smaller subunit of the ribosome is a characteristic feature of the plants. Then ribosome subunits in plant cell found, that is free or unite at the time of the protein synthesis, both A and B, and none of the above. If we see this ribosome which is present in association with each other as a two subunit, which is considered as a unite condition or the united condition, and if they are present in a free condition, that both the subunit, that is the larger subunit and the smaller subunit, are found in a dissociated condition. So when there is not the protein synthesis, they are present in such a type of the dissociated condition, and when there is a protein synthesis, there is a union in between these two subunits. So both these conditions are present in the cell with respect to that of the ribosomes in the cell, and hence both A and B becomes the answer. Then two subunits of the ribosomes when unite, they require, means for the union or the formation of the complete ribosome unit from the joining of the smaller subunit and the larger subunit, it is responsible that the magnesium ion is needed for this union, and hence it becomes now the answer. Then which of the following cell organelle contain its own DNA molecule? The presence of the DNA is a characteristic feature of the every cell, that may the prokaryotic or the eukaryotic. But in case of the eukaryotic cell, there are the two different type of the cell organelles, that is the mitochondria and the chloroplast. And if we see these two cell organelles, these are autonomously replicating cell organelles, as in both these there is a presence of DNA molecules, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. A membrane in mitochondria which is impermeable and highly convoluted. If we see the mitochondria, then there is a presence of two membranes, that is the outer one and second one is a inner one. And if we see this inner membrane, then you will find that it is convoluted and it is impermeable to the many different components. So such a type of this inner membrane, as well as here this finger like projections which are formed by the inner membrane, they are known as cristae. So both these, that is the inner membrane and the cristae, becomes the answer, and hence both A and B is a answer. The DNA molecule present in mitochondria is double stranded circular, single stranded circular, double stranded linear, and single stranded linear. The DNA molecule which is present either in mitochondria or even in the chloroplast, they are present just like to that of the prokaryotic cell. And if we see the DNA of the prokaryotic cell like the bacteria and other organism, it is double stranded circular, and hence the double stranded circular becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following component is present in the highest percent in mitochondria? If you see the cell organelles or the different cell organelles, it also contain the maximum amount of the protein, just like to that of the plasma membrane or the nuclear membrane, and hence the protein becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is function of the mitochondria? To produce and store the energy, and hence it is responsible to say that it is powerhouse of the cell. Then it is responsible for the oxidative phosphorylation, means the formation of the high energy phosphates in presence of the oxygen, and electron transport through the respiratory tract, that is the terminal oxidation. And hence all these three are the functions of the mitochondria, and hence it becomes now the answer. In mitochondria, aldehyde kinase and nucleoside diphosphokinase are the enzymes of. If you see the location of both these enzymes, then here they are present in a intermembrane space, means when we have to see the mitochondria and the inner layer, that is the outer one and the inner one, so this intermembrane space contain this aldehyde kinase as well as the nucleoside diphosphokinase, and hence the intermembrane space is the answer for this question. The enzymes required for oxidation of pyruvate, fatty acids, and for Krebs cycle are present in. If you see, these are different enzymes which are present in the mitochondria, and that is a mitochondrial matrix, because here all these processes, that is the oxidation of the pyruvate, fatty acids, and the Krebs cycle, they are present or they are carried out in the matrix of the mitochondria, and hence the matrix or the mitochondrial matrix is the answer. Then which of the following is function of mitochondria? Heat production or thermogenesis, as the mitochondria is responsible for the generation and use of the ATP molecules, and after the use of the ATP molecule there is a production of the heat, and hence it is known as the thermogenesis. Then biosynthetic or anabolic activities, the different biosynthetic processes are carried out in the mitochondria. Then accumulation of the calcium ion and the phosphate, this is also carried out by the mitochondria, and hence all these three are the functions of the mitochondria. Then F1 particles or F0 F1 particles are also known as, if you see the F1 particles or F0 F1 particles which are present on the inner membrane or on the cristae of the mitochondria, then we will see that these are the elementary particles, then they are present on the inner membrane, and hence they are known as the inner membrane particles, and also these particles are known as the oxysomes, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then F1 particles are responsible for, means if we see these F1 particles which are present in the mitochondria are responsible for, they are responsible for the phosphorylation, means oxidative phosphorylation, formation of the high energy phosphate, and oxidation. So both these processes are carried out in association to that of the F1 particles of the mitochondria, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following components are present in the chloroplast? Chloroplast contain chlorophyll, chloroplast contain DNA as well as the RNA. As earlier we have seen that there is a presence of the DNA which is responsible for the self-replication of the chloroplast, and hence all these three are present in the chloroplast, and hence all the above becomes the answer. Then which of the following type of the chloroplast are present in the algae and lower plants? If you see the lamellate type of the chloroplast, advanced chloroplast, both A and B, and none of the above. If you see the algae and other lower organisms like the bryophytes, so if you see the chloroplast, they are present lamellate type of the chloroplast, and hence it becomes now the answer. And advanced type of the chloroplast is a characteristic feature of the higher plant in which the structure that we are studying, the outer membrane, inner membrane, and presence of the granum, and these granums are joined with each other by means of the stroma lamina. The stroma of the chloroplast contain, if you see the stroma, that stroma contain the ribosomes, it contain also the DNA and the starch grain also, and hence all the above is the answer for this question. Then which of the following reactions occur in chloroplast? If we see the chloroplast, then there is a light reaction also and dark reaction also. In the light reaction, as you have studied, the cyclic photophosphorylation and the non-cyclic photophosphorylation, and the dark reaction, that is the Kelvin cycle, HSK pathway, then CAM pathway, etc. So both these, that is the light reaction and dark reaction, both occur in the chloroplast. A granum consists of few to many disc-shaped superimposed parallel membranous compartments, and these are known as, if you see the structure of chloroplast, which is bounded by the two membrane, that is the outer one and the inner one, and inside the chloroplast there is such a type of the disc-shaped superimposed parallel membranes, and these membranes which are present in the chloroplast, they are known as thylakoids. So thylakoids becomes the answer for this question, but the thylakoids are also known as the lamellae, that may the stroma lamellae or the grana lamellae, and hence the thylakoid and the lamellae, both A and B, will be the answer for this one. Then which of the following is function of chloroplast? The plant immune response. As in the plant there is not the formation of the antibodies, so instead of that, here the chloroplast is playing the role to provide the defense mechanism. Then chloroplast is a self-replicating cell organelle, and as there is a presence of its own DNA, RNA, it is responsible for the synthesis of its own proteins and enzymes also, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then what is the shape of chloroplast? What are the different type of the chloroplast which are present or distributed among the different plants? They are even present in a spheroid form, even they are present in the form of ovoid form, or even they are present in a club shaped form, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. The two grana or thylakoids, or of the two grana, are joined with each other with, if you see the chloroplast, and which contain the granum or the grana, and these grana are joined with each other. So the question is asked, what is this one? If you see this one, then it is either grana lamellae, stroma lamellae, thylakoid, or all the above. So here this one is a granum, and hence it is known as the grana lamellae. Here the rest of the part is the stroma, and hence it is known as the stroma lamellae, which is responsible to join the two grana or thylakoids of the grana, and hence the stroma lamellae becomes the answer for this one. The pigment containing unit present on the inner membrane of thylakoid called as. If you see these thylakoid that also contain the different pigment containing units, and these different pigment containing units are known as quantasomes, and hence the quantasomes becomes the answer for this one. Then which of the following gas is evolved in chloroplast during photosynthesis? If you see the process of the photosynthesis, that is 6 times CO2 plus 12 times H2O in presence of light and chlorophyll, it is responsible for the formation of C6H12O6 plus 6 times H2O plus 6 times O2. So the oxygen is the gas which is evolved in the process of the photosynthesis, and hence it becomes the answer. Then which of the following reaction takes place in the stroma? Means in the grana there is one type of the reaction, and in the stroma there is another type of the reaction. So in the stroma there is a dark reaction which is to be carried out, and if we see the light reaction, then it is carried out in the grana. So we have to remember this one also. So the dark reaction will be the answer for this one. The intermembrane space contain magnesium ion dependent ATPase which take part in. If we see this magnesium ion ATPase which is present in the intermembrane space of the chloroplast, then it is associated to that of the light reaction, and hence it is the answer for this question. In third unit, there is a chromosome organization, which is morphology, chromatid, chromosome, centromere, telomere, secondary constriction, satellite, then karyotype, then molecular organization, that is the nucleosome model, then sex chromosome, that is the structure of sex chromosomes in the plants, that is the XY type in the melandrium, and cell division, that is mitosis and meiosis, and their significance. We will see these different MCQs on these different topics. The haploid set of chromosome is known as, if we see the total number of the genes which are present on the haploid set of the chromosome, then that is known as the genome, and hence the genome is the correct answer. Autosomes are nothing but the chromosomes which are present in the organism other than the sex chromosomes. The size of chromosome is normally measured at, as we know the shape and size of the different chromosomes of the different organism, and such a type of the chromosomes are find out because of what? So if we see this, then we will find that here usually these are found out in the metaphase. So hence in a mitotic metaphase is the answer for this question. Then the centromere is also known as, if you see the centromere, then it is known as either chromonema, chromatid, kinetochore, or none of these. Chromonema is nothing but a filament like structure. Then chromatid is also the filament like structure, and kinetochore is the central part to which the two arms of the chromosome are attached, and hence the kinetochore is the correct answer for the another name of the centromere. Then which of the following type of chromosome is J or L shaped? On the basis of the presence of or the position of the centromere, the chromosomes are classified into the 4 different types. This one is metacentric, then the second one is submetacentric, then acrocentric, and the fourth one, that is telocentric. So these four different type of the chromosomes are there on the basis of the position of the centromere. So here the L-shaped or J-shaped is submetacentric, hence it becomes now the answer. Then which of the following chromosome possess single arm? Here there are the two different arms, here there are the two different arms, here there are the two different arms, and here there is a presence of the single arm, as the centromere is present at the tip of the chromosome, and hence here telomere, that is the telocentric type of the chromosome, is the answer for this question. Then which of the following chromosome is V-shaped? If you see this first one, that is the metacentric, then we find that it is a V-shaped type of the chromosome, and hence it is a answer. Then a bead-like accumulation of chromatin material that sometimes visible along the interphase chromosomes are called. If you see such a type of the bead-like arrangement of the chromatin material, then such a type of the bead-like material are known as the chromomere, and hence here the chromomere becomes the answer, and this one is a chromonema or the chromonemata, and chromatids are the parts of the chromosome. Then spindle fibers are attached to the chromosomes through its. If you see any chromosome inside the cell during the division, at that time here the spindle fibers are attached to the centromere. The centromere is also known as the kinetochore, and it is also known as a primary constriction, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this one. Then which of the following prevents other chromosomal segments to be fused with it? If we see the total different chromosomes which are present in the cells, at that time many segments if are present inside the cell, then also they are not fusing with the other chromosome, and this is to be avoided by the presence of telomere at the end of the chromosome. Then some of the chromosomes bear round elongated knob-like appendage known as. There are such a knob-like appendages on the outer side of the chromosomes. So if you see such a type of the knob-like structures which are present, they are known as the satellite. So the satellite becomes the answer. So this is a satellite, and this is a telomere. This is primary constriction, this is secondary constriction. So which of the following is studied in karyotype? If we study the karyotype, we have to find out the total number of the chromosomes in that organism, then relative size of the chromosome, then position of the centromere. All these three are included in the study of the karyotype, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. The chromosomes of a haploid set of the organisms are ordered in a series of decreasing size is called as. Even in sometimes the diploid set of the chromosome is also considered. So if we see such a type of the system in which there is a specific type of the arrangement of the chromosomes of a haploid set with respect to the decrease in its size of the chromosome, then this is known as the ideograms, and hence it becomes now the answer for this question. The DNA present in between the two nucleosome bits is known as, if we see the nucleosomes, then the DNA is wrapped around it and then again around the other nucleosomes, and in this way there is a formation of the string of the bits. So the DNA which is present in between the two nucleosome bid is known as linker DNA, and hence it becomes the answer for this one. Then which of the following histone protein is in association with that of the linker DNA? If you see the total number of histone proteins, that is H1 histone protein, H2, H3 and H4, out of that the H1 histone protein is in association to that of the linker DNA. Then which of the following histone protein is present in nucleosome bid? If we see each nucleosome, then this nucleosome contain H2A, H2B, H3 and H4, all in 2 molecules each, that is 8 molecules. So such type of the protein or the histone molecules are present. So the H2, H3 and H4, all the above are present in the histone protein or the nucleosome bids. Then how many histone protein molecules are present in each nucleosome? Just we have seen each nucleosome contain H2A, H2B, H3 and H4 into 2 molecules of each, that is a 8 molecules, and hence the nucleosome is also known as octamer, and hence here the 8 molecules becomes the answer for this one. Then the portion of chromosomes that stain lightly are only partially condensed is called as. If you see the chromosome and part of the chromosome, then some of the part of the chromosome is light and some of the part of the chromosome is darkly stained. So the lightly stained part of the chromosome is known as euchromatin. Then how many times DNA is wound around each nucleosome bid? Though this figure is different in the different organism, but very commonly there is 1.75 times wounding of the DNA molecule around the nucleosome. So this is actually 1.75 times, and hence it becomes the answer for this one. The nucleosome model was proposed by, we have to remember this name of the author, that is the Kornberg, and the Thomas in 1974 proposed the nucleosome model. In Melandrium, on which the chromosome fertility region is present, there are the X chromosome and the Y chromosome. Out of that, on the Y chromosome there is a presence of fertility region. Then the Melandrium is, if we see the XX and XY condition, that is the female one and this is the male one, it indicates that here the female plant and the male plant are different. If there is a male and the female plant which are different and isolated or separate, then this condition is known as the dioecious condition, and hence the Melandrium plant is a dioecious plant. Then Melandrium belongs to family Caryophyllaceae, you should remember this one. Then which of the following is result of mitosis? If you see the mitosis, then mitosis is responsible for the growth of the organism. When there is an increase in the number of cells, they are added because of the mitosis. When there is wear and tear on the body and addition of the new cells, then that is known as the repair, and both these functions are carried out by the mitosis, and hence both A and B becomes the answer. Then reproduction is the result of, if we see the process of the reproduction means formation of the new organism from the pre-existing one, so that involve the mitosis and meiosis also. For the formation of the gametes or the spore, the meiosis is required, and after that there is need to carry out the different divisions by the mitosis to increase the number of cells, and hence mitosis and the meiosis both are playing the role in the process of the reproduction, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then dissolution of nuclear membrane and nucleolus first observed in. If you see the any cell in a interphase, it is present in this form, and later on when it start to divide, it enter into the prophase. So first of all, in the prophase there is a condensation of the nuclear material. It will start to disappear the nuclear membrane and nucleolus start to disappear, and the question is dissolution of the nuclear membrane and nucleolus first observed. So the complete disappearance of this nuclear membrane and the nucleolus is observed in the metaphase, and hence it becomes now the answer because the first observed in. Then meiosis is also known as, if you see the meiosis, that the meiosis is responsible to divide the cell into the 4 different cells, and after the formation of the 4 cells, the ploidy of the cell is to half to that of the parent cell, and hence this division is known as reduction division. So the reduction division becomes now the answer for this one. And if we see the equational division, it is the alternating name for the mitosis. So why the mitosis is known as equational division? If we see the process of mitosis, which contain the 2n number, it divide again into the 2 cells, and both the cells again will be the diploid, and hence here it divide the chromosome number to half. No, then chromosome number remain same after the division. See, now the chromosome number remain same, so it becomes now the answer for this question. Then reappearance of the nucleolus and nuclear membrane seen in. After complete division of the cell, there is formation of 2 nuclei, which is the characteristic feature of the telophase, and hence the telophase becomes the answer in which the nuclear membrane and nucleolus both reappear after the division. Then arrangement of chromosomes in the equatorial plane is a characteristic feature of. If we see the presence of chromosomes at the equatorial plane, means in the middle of the cell, then such a type of the phase is known as the metaphase. Then which of the following phase is also known as the resting phase? If you see the interphase, then it is known as the resting phase. Though it is considered as a resting phase, but the physiologically it is very much active, and there are the many different physiological processes. Then which of the following is function of mitosis? It maintain constancy of the ploidy number and chromosomes. Then it result into growth and development. Then it repair and replacement of the dead cells. If you see all these 3, they are the functions of the mitosis, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following phase is known as reduction division in meiosis? The meiosis is divided into the 2 different phases, that is the meiosis 1 and the meiosis 2. Meiosis 1 is very much long in the form of the prophase, which divide into the number of phases, and the meiosis 2 is just like to that of the mitosis, and mitosis is not the reduction division. It indicates that the meiosis 1 is a reduction division, and hence the meiosis 1 becomes the answer for this question. Then exchange of genetic material is also known as, that is the genetic recombination or the crossing over. Both are the similar type of the words, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this one. And if we see this exchange of genetic material, it is nothing but to carry out in between the homologous chromosomes. So in this there is a exchange of genetic material, and this is known as the chiasma formation. Then crossing over takes place during, in prophase first, which is divided into leptotin, zygotin, pachytin, diplotin and diakinesis, in which the pachytin is the phase of the prophase in which there is actually the process of crossing over. Then crossing over takes place in between. If you see, this is a one chromatid, this is another chromatid, then second chromatid, this is chromosome number A or A1, then this one is again the chromatids of other chromosome which is considered as A2, and A1 and A2 are homologous chromosomes. These two are sister chromatids and these two are non-sister chromatids. If we see the exchange of genetic material which is carried out in between the two non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes, and hence the non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosome becomes the answer for this question. Then terminalization takes place during. After the crossing over, just like to that of the zip, the chiasma is translocated from the region of crossing over to the tip of the chromosome, and this process is carried out in the diakinesis and is known as the terminalization. Which of the following is function of meiosis? A diploid cell produces 4 haploid cells. We have seen this is the function of meiosis. Then reduces the chromosome number to half. This we have seen, and it is a function of meiosis. And it takes part in the evolution. As we have seen, the process of crossing over, that is genetic recombination, and genetic recombination result into the formation of new genes or the new gene combination, and this new gene combination is responsible for the evolution, and hence all of these are the functions of the meiosis. Then movement of chromosomes towards opposite poles is seen in during the cell division. If we see the movement of chromosomes to the opposite pole, it is carried out in the anaphase, which are known as anaphasic movement of the chromosome. Then unpairing or desynapsis of the homologous chromosomes is started and chiasma are first seen in. If we see this process, that is the unpairing and the desynapsis, as well as the chiasma formation, that is carried out in the diplotin. Then the last unit of this paper, which is based upon plant breeding and biostatistics, and one theory, that is Miller theory from the evolution. So we will see the different MCQs based upon the different processes of the selection, hybridization, and even the different terms of the biostatistics and the Miller theory. The first, that is, which of the following method of crop improvement is useful to play an important role in evolution? If we see the evolution, then there must be the addition of new characters. In pure line selection, there will not be the addition of the new characters in the population, even in the clonal selection there will not be the addition of the new characters, as both these are the similar type of the process, only this is for the self-pollinated and this is for the asexually reproducing organisms. But hybridization is the process in which the two organisms, say for example the plant A is crossed with the B, which are genetically dissimilar, and because of that the organism C, which is developed by this combination, which will have the new genetic combination, and hence here it is responsible for the evolution of the organism, and hence the hybridization becomes the answer for this one. Then pure line selection is practiced for the improvement of, thus we have seen that it is used to improve the self-pollinated plants. Then clonal selection is practiced for the improvement of, and this is nothing but the asexual, that is asexually propagated plants, in which the clonal selection is usually practiced. Then a group of plants produced from a single parent through asexual reproduction. Just we have seen that clonal selection is practiced for the asexual reproducing plants, and hence here if there is a production or the formation of the generation or the progeny through the asexual reproduction, then these organisms will be considered as clones. Then which of the following is the advantage of the pure line selection? The pure line selection is responsible to improve the self-pollinated crops. This is the correct one. Then it increases the homozygosity, because the self-pollination is carried out every time, and hence the homozygous condition will be introduced, and hence both A and B will be the answer for this question. Then a group of descendant selected among progeny of a single genetically pure and self-fertilized individuals is called as. If self-fertilized, that is the organism which are developing from the self-pollination, and this type of the condition is known as the pure line. So this group of the organisms is considered as a pure line. The mating or crossing of two plants of dissimilar genotype is known as, just we have seen that if the plant A is crossed with the plant B, which are genetically different from each other, then such type of the method of crossing is known as the hybridization, and hence hybridization becomes the answer for this one. The progeny developed from the mating or crossing of two genetically dissimilar plants is known as, means this is nothing but the process of the hybridization, and the organism which is developing from this hybridization is known as the hybrid organism, and hence the hybrid will be the answer for this one. Then which of the following is also known as pure line selection? Inbreed selection, progeny selection, and single line selection, and all these three are the alternating words for the pure line selection, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is the characteristic feature of clone? If you see the clones, they are identical genotypes, correct one. They lack the genetic variation as they are identical, this is also the correct one, and they are immortality, means they are easy to maintain, and hence here all the above becomes the answer for this one, as all these three are the characteristic features of the clones. Then advantages of clonal selection is are. If you see the advantages of the clonal selection, it is the only method to improve asexually reproducing plant, means correct one. Useful in maintaining the purity of clones, that is also the correct one, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this one. Then which of the following is objective of hybridization? Gene transfer mechanism, because when we are talking about the two different plants which are genetically different are crossed with each other, hence there is a formation or the transfer of the genes from one generation to the another. Then maintenance of genetic diversity, because of this there is an introduction of the genetic diversity in the upcoming progenies, and for the heterocyst, as it will be the mixture of many genes, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then bagging is done. Usually the bagging is carried out even before the pollination and after the pollination, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question, and it is used to avoid the fertilization of the unwanted pollen grain with that of the advantageous female reproductive organ. The process of removal of anthers from bisexual flower of the female parent before they dies and shed the pollen grain is known as. This method is known as emasculation, because whenever we are talking about the hybridization out of the two reproductive organs, if we want to make the one plant as a female one but it is a bisexual, then there is a necessity to remove the anthers. So such type of the method to remove the anthers is known as the emasculation. Then tagging is done on. Usually the pollen grains are only collected from the male plant and rest of all the processes are carried out on the female plant, and hence the tagging will also be carried out on the female plant, and the tagging includes the date of emasculation, the different details of the male plant as well as the female plant, date of pollination, etc. So all these will be present on the tag attached to the female plant. Then which of the following method of emasculation is used for sufficiently large flowers? If you see the different methods, that is the mechanical emasculation, suction method, hot water treatment and cold water treatment. Usually the suction method, hot water treatment and the cold water treatment, these are used in case of small flowers, and the mechanical method, that is the hand emasculation or the emasculation with the help of the forceps, that is known as the mechanical emasculation, and this is only possible in case of the larger flowers, and hence it becomes now the answer. The chemicals that are commercially used to kill the selectively male gametes without affecting the female gametes are called as. This type of the chemicals which are used to kill the male gamete only, they are known as the gametocides. So you should remember the definition of these gametocides. Then which of the following way is used to estimate the heterosis? So heterosis. If you see the heterosis is estimated with the mid parent heterosis, then better parent heterosis and standard heterosis also, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is not used in emasculation? Commercial gametocide, just we have seen that the use of the chemical to kill the male gametes, but it will not affect on the female gamete. Then alcohol treatment, which become after the treatment the pollen grain becomes inactivated. Even the genetic emasculation, that is use of male sterility or even the self incompatibility. So such type of the use of plants with the male sterility and self incompatibility is known as genetic emasculation, and hence not the use, none of the above becomes the answer, as all these three are the process of the emasculation. The best clones are released as a new variety in. If you see the clonal selection and the complete method of the clonal selection, then it is carried out for the 7 years, and at the 7th years then the new variety is released. Then preliminary yield trial is done in pure line selection in. If you see the preliminary yield trial in the process of pure line selection, then it is carried out in the 6 years. Which of the following is merit of min? If you see the min, then it is definite, then it is easy to calculate, it is mathematical min, and all the above. If you see all these three, these are the merits of min, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. then middle item of the array is called as, means if there is a data, and if that data is either arranged in increasing or the decreasing order, then it is known as the array, and if the middle item of this array is considered, then it is known as the median. The value that occurs or appears most frequently in the data is called as, say for example 10, 15, 10, 11, 13, 10, 12, etc. So the 10, 10, 10, this is more time, frequently it is occurring or appearing, so 10 becomes now the mode, and hence we can say that here the mode will be the answer for this question. Then an average value of individual data set is called as, if we add all these values together divided by the total number of values, then it becomes now the mathematical mean, arithmetic mean, or the mean. Then which of the following step is not involved in computational t-value? If we see the computational t-value, then there is need of the null hypothesis, degree of freedom, and level of significance also, and hence not involved means all these are involved in the computational t-value, and hence none of this will be the answer for this one. Then which of the following gases used by Stanley L. Miller and Harold C. Urey in their experiment to find out origin of life? Methane, ammonia, hydrogen. They have used all these three gases, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following nucleic acid evolved first? This is related to that of the evolution of the organism, and if we see the ATGC and AUGC, that is ATGC and AUGC, so these are the different nitrogen bases, and on the basis of structure of thymine and uracil, it is considered that here the RNA evolved first. The Miller's experiment that they run continuous electric current through the system, and this is for what? So lightning and the storm effects on the surface of the earth before the development or the origin of the life on the earth, then conversion of gases into the solids A and the B, and none of the above. So it was for the natural lightning and the storm effect on the earth during the origin of the life on the earth, and hence the A, that is lightning and the storm effect, becomes the answer for this question. The positive square root of deviations of individual values of a data series from the arithmetic mean of the series is known as, and this is known as standard deviation. So you should remember the formula of the standard deviation. Then which of the following is the merit of standard deviation? It is based on every individual data of a series, correct one. Then it is least affected by the sudden deviation of any time, correct one. Then it is definite measure of the dispersion, this is also the correct, and hence all these three are the merits of standard deviation, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then the most common measures of the central tendency are, if you see the central tendency, then it is measured with the help of arithmetic mean, median, and the mode also, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following are the uses of the median? Number one, it is useful in the cases where numerical measurement are not possible, this one is correct. Then useful where the mathematical calculations cannot be made in order to obtain the mean. This is also the correct one. Then useful in studying the phenomena like skill, honesty, intelligence, etc. This is also the correct one. And hence all the above are the uses of the median. Then what are the merits of mode? If you see the mode, it can be located in some cases of inspection. Correct one. It is not affected by extreme values. This one is also the correct. It is capable of being ascertained graphically. Correct one. Means all these three are the merits of mode, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. A measure of dispersion of a different hypothetical means around the grand mean is known as. Means this is nothing but the variation which is to be calculated with respect to the mean among the different group of the population, and such type of the variations in the standard deviation, that is nothing but the standard error, and hence the standard error becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is demerit of standard deviation? First one, that is it is based on every individual data of the series. Then it is least affected by the sudden deviation of any type. Then it is definite measure of the dispersion. So if we see these are the merits of the standard deviation. Then its calculation is complicated and inconvenient, and this is a demerit. So the D, that is its calculation is incomplete and inconvenient, becomes the answer for this question. Though there are many questions, means 150 questions are covered in the lecture, and hence every detail regarding the reasons behind the correct answer is not possible within very short period of the time of the lecture, and hence wherever possible the correct explanation is given for understanding by the student and facing the examination or the MCQ based examination undertaken by the universities. And hence I am very much hopeful and confident that these lectures will be very much helpful to the student of UG as well as the PG. If you like this lecture and if it is useful for you in your studies, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel, and also press bell icon for the alerts of every lecture to be uploaded on Life Sciences title. Thanks a lot.